keep working on reading the pictures, because that's what the readers do. Now, here is our eye chart that talks about our jobs. And we've talked about how when you read to self, you're going to become a better reader, and it's a lot of fun. So I want you to think for just a second about what your jobs are. Close your eyes. Think about what does it look like, what does it sound like when you read to self. Now I want you to turn to your partner so that you're facing each other. And whisper to your partner, what do you remember? What are your jobs that we've talked about? You may begin. Show 5. Turn your bodies back this way. Raise a quiet hand if you can tell me one of your jobs that's listed up here to read to self. Leonardo?
Or stay on one page.
Stay in one place. Do you see this picture here? There's an arrow pointing down because his job is to stay in one place. I'm going to glue that right up here where it says, stay in one place. Raise a quiet hand if you have another idea. Kaylee? Read the whole time, right? You're going to be looking at the pictures and read the whole time. So here we go. Did you see this person? Eyes are on the book. He's going to be reading the whole time. Jada. Take your time. Boys and girls, I don't know if you can see this picture. She has a magnifying glass. She's really studying those pictures so she can take her time and tell the story. Carson?
When you're all done, don't just say, I'm all done. Don't get bathroom breaks.
Right.
You retell your story.
Yeah, so we're going to work on building stamina. And that's where we keep reading and reading and reading. Even if we're finished, we're going to go back and read again. So for building stamina, I put a picture of a timer because Mrs. Spellman sets her timer. And then this picture says 5 minutes. It's going to be a goal that we're going to try to work towards this week and next week. So I'm going to put that right there. Then I have this one here that says read quietly. It's okay to whisper read. But we don't want to read really loudly because we don't want to interrupt our partners. And then our last one, let's get started right away. And I don't know what happened to that picture, but I know you guys will do it.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
So, boys and girls, I'm going to show you how it's done. This is one of my favorite books.
Mine too. Mine too.
Friends, can I tell you something?
What?
Now this is going to be fun because remember for Corbay's birthday, he brought in Goodnight Gorilla? But if we're reading the pictures, can the story be a little bit different when someone is reading the pictures? So this will be fun for you to hear Mrs. St. Clair and how she reads the pictures.
Boys and girls, show me kindergarten magic. Check your eyes. Eyes up here. You're going to be checking to see if I can follow the expectations. This says read quietly. I'm going to read loud enough so that you can hear it. Good night, gorilla. I noticed the gorilla has some keys. Zookeeper has a flashlight. Now, some stories start out once upon a time or one day, but this one I'm going to start out one night because I can see the moon is out. One night, the zookeeper was going around to say goodnight to the animals. He said, "Good night, gorilla." And as he followed right behind the zookeeper. The zookeeper had no idea he was there. Soon the zookeeper came to the elephant and he said, "Good night, elephant. Sleep tight." The gorilla took a peek at the elephant and came up with an idea. He unlocked the elephant's cage. Then the zookeeper said, "Good night, lion." And the gorilla found the blue key and unlocked the lock. Soon, the zookeeper said good night to the hyena and good night to the giraffe. And as soon as he walked off, the gorilla unlocked their cages. Then the zookeeper said, "Good night, armadillo. Sleep tight." He had no idea that the gorilla, the elephant, the lion, the hyena, and the giraffe were all watching him. That zookeeper was so tired, he walked straight home and had no idea who was following him. The animals walked in the house, through the living room, and right into the bedroom where the zookeeper's wife was fast asleep. While the zookeeper was taking off his shoes, the animals found a cozy spot to sleep. A second later, his wife said, "Oh, good night, dear." She turned out the lights. Then she heard, "Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night." And she was so surprised. Oh, and a little bit scared. So she turned the light on and noticed that the gorilla was in bed with her. And then she looked around and saw all the other animals. So she came up with a plan. She marched those animals right back to the zoo so they could sleep in their own beds. And then she tiptoed back home with the gorilla and a little mouse following. She said goodnight to the zoo. She crawled into bed and said, "Good night, dear." He said goodnight as the gorilla crawled under the covers again. And they all slept tight the whole night long. Show 5. So boys and girls, show me thumbs up or thumbs sideways.